Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. Ba-doom, doom, doom, boom, 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 boom. I know there's many things that's held us down, but now it looks like things are finally coming around. And I know we've got a long, long way to go. As for where we're going, I don't know. But we won't let nothing hold us back. We're gonna get our cash together and keep building up our stacks, y'all. If you ever been held down before, I know that you refuse to be held down anymore. Well, ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. Doom, 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 doom. Ain't no stopping us now. We've got the groove. Doom, 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 doom. And guys, we've got the groove. We have got the groove, and that groove is stacking precious metals. Good morning, fellow billionaires. This is Silver 5150 with your morning update for Monday, September 14th, 2020. A little McFadden and Whitehead for you with, of course, ain't no stopping us now. And there ain't no stopping us, right? Right? I know, you miss me. Look, I've been out for a while, but now I'm back. And together, we are going to continue on this journey, this final leg towards the new Silver Age. Here's hoping you guys have been busy stacking because this thing is coming. It is no joke. Even in the short time I've been gone, there's been a lot of stuff effervescing in the economy, especially when it comes to the government actions, particularly here in the U.S., and I'm sure there are similar things happening in your neck of the woods as well, across the pond, different countries. But let's kick off this week by talking about the new deferrals that they're trying to implement. What they say to expect from these deferrals that are coming, what they really expect from them, okay? But first, a quick look at the markets. We'll come back to the deferrals later. So right now, stock futures are up about 1% across the board. S&P futures are doing a little bit better at 3,360. That's the S&P futures. And of course, the Dow futures are around 226, up at 27,720, which means it's probably going to be a good day for stocks. You're looking at the dollar index right now. The dollar's down about 33 basis points, right at the edge of a 93 handle. So it picked up some steam while I was gone and got away from the 91s and the 92s, which is, good for the dollar, but it's still on the way down. And of course, as a result, the euro is up quite a bit. Yeah, so that's Forex and currencies, and we can continue to see stocks probably add a little more this week, and then I think next week they're going to be in a bit of trouble as we come to the fourth quarter. Okay, now looking at commodities, gold and silver right now doing pretty good. Gold's only up about 0.25%, up $4.30 to $19.52, which is well out of the range of that danger zone of 1923, the all-time high it had back in 2011. And silver, of course, is staying steady at a new plateau. The plateau is about $27. We've been in that area, in that range between 25 and 29 for a while. And it looks like that's kind of the place that we're going to consolidate. This is a good thing, guys. I know it's kind of dull compared to the momentum we've had over the weeks and the months. But this is kind of what we need to see. We need to see silver creating a very good floor, a very good platform under itself as it starts to move into the 30s. Okay, it's going to be doing that. And so, yeah, we'll continue to watch silver today. Silver should put on a little bit of gain. I think we'll probably close about 27.50. That'll be a nice way to start the week, not down, unless you're trying to buy. I hope you've been buying while I've been gone. Okay, don't be slacking. All right. So here we have, 2019. Basically, it's 2019. These are trade units. So these are trade units, and these here are the Chinese trade units. Okay, Chinese silver trade units, 1 ounce. Okay, from the East India Company, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, let's go ahead and take a close look at that. Yeah, Elizabeth and St. Helena's, exactly. So these are St. Helena's trade units. These are for the Chinese trade, and these, of course, are for New Guinea. The Guinea Chinese trade units. And these are beautiful coins right here. I got to tell you, I know there's a lot of people that don't necessarily like to see the queen on everything, but look at the way they put those security features in the background on this coin. So you see how they've got like the little dots in the background. Those things are under the skin. I don't know how they did that, and then they polished it. that way. And the same thing where the Shield is. And these are both 2019 19s, and you can get these. I think you have to go on to eBay or one of the aftermarket places. The big retailers don't carry them anymore because I think the mintage on these were about 5,000 each. And anytime you buy these trade units and you see them out there, especially from St. Helena, they usually have a pretty low mintage and you want to try to grab them. So for 2020, if you see them, I think we did some of that on JM Bullion, or for 2021 when they come out, be sure to jump on them if the price is right, because you're not going to lose on these. These right now are retailing for around the mid 40s, even though if you picked them up earlier on, you saved quite a bit of money and got them probably around the mid 20s. That was back in the day when, buying times were good. Things don't last forever, but the thing is, $45 silver is still cheap. I'm not joking, guys. $45 silver, $45 an ounce. It's still cheap, especially depending on what you can get. If you can get, something like this, then absolutely. $45, for an ounce of silver is pretty cheap. All right, so we're going to go back to our topic today. And our topic, of course, is going to be about this new deferral that I keep hearing coming out of the White House administration here in the United States. And there's a group out there called jonesday.com, and they like to give a brief on what they suspect is actually going on. And from jonesday.com, on August 8th, 2020, the White House issued a memorandum on deferring payroll tax obligations in light of the ongoing COVID-19 crisis. The act would allow employers to defer the withholding and payment of employee Social Security taxes. So that basically means that the employers, they wouldn't have to pay their share of the Social Security tax, which means you wouldn't be having any Social Security tax taken out of your check. And since it's a deferral, that means it's only for a limited time, and then at some point it has to be satisfied. So it's not like you're getting a tax cut in this case. I think it's just going to be a tax deferral for Social Security taxes, which comes out to about 6.2%. So this is supposed to be from September 1st, which is already passed, 2020, to the end of the year, December 31st, 2020. So a 4-month period where you're going to have your Social Security taxes deferred on your paycheck here in the United States. Okay, so it's my understanding that the employers actually have the option to take advantage of this deferment, which would essentially leave you with an additional, like I said, 6.2% of your paycheck on the net side. So when you get your net, not your gross, of course, that's where the Social Security tax comes from. That 6.2% will still be in there because it won't come out of the gross. It'll stay in your net once all the other collections are taken out. And though it'd be easy to argue that at this stage, given all of the money that the Fed's Treasury is printing, okay, the Treasury and the Fed, they are printing like crazy. So given all the printing they're doing, they don't really need our taxes out of our checks anymore. It's just a game. It's a game. They've made it clear. They can simply print the cash they require at this stage. I doubt that any employer will want to be branded as a non-team player by failing to participate in this deferral. So I think every single employer out there is going to, it's an advantage for them, and it also, shows that they're in this together with us. Now, so what we're being told to expect with it, we're being told to expect that employers will be required to make good on deferrals, meaning that they'll be required to collect on deferrals between January 1st, 2021, beginning of next year, and April 30th, 2020. That is another 4 months, a 4-month window next year. But strangely enough, the IRS, when they talk about it, they give no specifics on what this would look like, essentially allowing employers to be creative on how the collection on the deferral will be made. It could be a lump sum. It could be spaced out evenly across the entire 4 months into the deadline. Now, I'm pretty sure there won't be a lump sum collection. That's just silly. But, they will probably space it over the 4 months taking it back as they would collecting it. As they would, letting it go. So you got it over 4 months. You're going to pay it back over 4 months, basically. All right. So, regardless of how it's done, the idea is to make you believe that the U.S. government's being fiscally responsible with this deferment. They're being responsible with this deferment. They're expecting restitution. Somebody's got to pay it back. This has got to be paid back. How is this going to be paid back? Oh, please, spare me. That would make sense if it meant returning the revenue to a system that was healthy. But guys, I'm telling you right now, the system is not healthy. The dollar system here, especially in the United States, is not healthy. Okay? In fact, it's quite broken. It's beyond repair and will never return after eventually being replaced by a better system. I mean, we're going to go through other systems, and we're going to, probably, experiment with different type of crypto-based systems and maybe a new dollar type system. Maybe we're going to expand credit or something like that, or create a new credit platform that's going to fail and that's going to crash and stuff. And it's not until they start to embrace precious metals as the base for the new system that it's actually going to work. But anyway, so until we return to a better system, we're going to watch this one break down, and it's going to continue to decline, which is basically what we're doing. We're stacking our way into the decline of this old system. So this brings us to what we can really expect, in my opinion. This is just my opinion. It's my opinion that in much the same way as the student loan debt deferral has been extended. Remember, it started in March and it was supposed to go to July, and then all of a sudden from July it's gone into December, meaning that student loan debt does not have to be satisfied, and that's where the penalties come in. And as a result, that means you don't get penalized for not paying it. You can simply hold off until they say that the penalty system is back in place. I don't think they're going to do it. Okay? All right. But anyway, setting these arbitrary dates to everything gives the perception that there's a corner to be turned at some stage, that we're actually going to go back to when things were working and things are better and things are fixed. I'm telling you, there is no corner, okay? We're heading in a straight line. That's a straight line down. And like this and every other deferral that'll start coming down the line for mortgages, for auto loans, signature loans, and credit cards, these deadlines for these deferrals will get extended and extended and extended in perpetuity until the dollar completely collapses. You'll hear every excuse under the sun to explain why this is going on. But as a precious metal stacker, you already know the answer. And that is for the global leadership to allow the system to fail in the background, then claim they didn't see it coming, and that you'll have to sacrifice to help them pick up the pieces. Gee, imagine that. So anyway, the question is, or the $1 million question is, what can you do about it? What can I do about it? What can we do about it? And guys, I think you know the answer to this one. It's the same as always. Stack. Take the additional income from your deferral, either directly or indirectly, and use it to increase your stack. That's what I'm doing. And just to have a little fun with it, I actually challenged one of my friends this weekend to do exactly that. While I was cheering the idea of having less come out of my paycheck, because I know it's not going to be collected back. The system will be way down before that. My friend Baby Duck, she was not happy at all. In fact, she was quite irritated by the disruption that would cause her to have to pay back those deferred taxes on top of the additional ones due at the time. That's right. It's not like you're going to pay these deferred taxes back between January 2021 and April 2021, and that be it. No, you've still got the other taxes that are coming out too. So it's going to be double the tax that's coming out because you had those deferred earlier in the year. So she's quite irritated by that. All right. And, she had a valid point. And of course, my reply remained consistent. I'm like, you know what? You can go ahead and be concerned about it, but it's not going to happen. The system is so far gone, and it'll be so far gone by then that nobody will even remember about the deferment come January. There'll be so much other stuff going on, nobody will even remember that the taxes were deferred. Well, I mean, the Treasury might, and the IRS might, but so what? But then I said, I tell you what, why don't you do this? If having to pay back those deferred taxes irritates you so much later on, why not profit from them instead? Calculate the total amount you receive from the deferment, hold that money aside, and as you get it, purchase precious metals with it. Then when the time comes to pay back the deferment, just sell the precious metals, pay back those taxes, and pocket the rest. Knowing how I think, of course, Baby Duck, she accepted the challenge and bought a roll of 2021 Australian Great White Sharks from Bold Precious Metals on pre-sale. So that's right, Bold Precious Metals right now, they have the Australian Great White Sharks, the 2021s, which look really good. A mintage of about 25,000, so they're low mintage. They're not cheap, they're about $37. All right, but again, $37 is cheap for an ounce of silver right now. You wait until January and you'll see how cheap it's going to be compared to, say, in January. All right, but because, she is a pretty good saver, and it was able to go ahead and front run this tax deferral, she went ahead and bought the roll. And yes, I bought a roll too. Now, being a staunch realist, I know that deep down, she, Baby Duck, does not believe that we'll actually never be required to pay back the deferment I believe we'll never have to pay it back. She doesn't believe that. All right. And, it's just, she's from the show me state, Missouri. She needs to see it to believe it. But I think it'll become permanent tax relief. But I don't know if she believes that we're not going to have to pay it back, or if the Aussie shark coins will far outperform the amount of deferred taxes she'd have to pay back. But it's okay, because you know what? I'm willing to bet that she's not going to want to sell those coins back anyway. They're so nice. She's just going to keep them. And yes, in case you're wondering, I did get it on order. I did grab a roll for myself, 25. I think they come in a roll or a tube or something like that. And I mean, look, I always try to support my friends. If I talk the talk, I try to walk the walk. I put my money where my mouth is and where my stack is. All right? Excuse me. But anyway, so that's our life now. That's our life now. We are getting all these messages out of the governments and stuff. Any financial turmoil that heads our way gets the same response from us as stackers, and that is to stack precious metals. New monetary policies, tax deferrals, credit deferrals, credit failures, bank failures, resource shortages, all of it. Every time you stack a single unit of precious metals, from a gram of silver on up to a 10-ounce bar of gold or platinum, I don't know anybody who's actually doing that, but if you do, every time you make a purchase, you're dumping a tanker of water on a financial fire. It's burning right now, guys. There's a financial fire burning right now that threatens to burn away everything you've ever worked for. All right. But look, this is no longer a problem for us. If you've been stacking, since we got together, just about 10 months ago, and you've been stacking, you've been listening to this channel, you've listened to other channels, and you've been stacking sensibly, and you've been getting your accumulation done, and you've been building your stack, okay? This is not the same problem for you as it is for everyone else. The fire is burning, but they can't even smell the smoke. You see the fire burning, all right? You smell the smoke. And I can tell you, from what I've seen of you guys in the comments and stuff like that, most of you are stacked enough to where not only is there no longer a fire in your camp, but there's a nice, cool swimming pool to rest in, as everyone else's fires burn around you. You guys have done a really good job stacking, and have really, really gone to the limit, because you know the value you're stealing, and you know the insurance that you're gaining by having gold and silver in your stack. And I was watching Monaco 64 today, and he had a chart that showed that if you have, I think, 200 ounces, actually, that's not true. If you have 60 ounces, you're in the top 1% of precious metals holders on Earth. 60 ounces, you are in the top 1% of precious metals holders on Earth. I would say that you're 100% ahead of the game at that point, if you're in the top 1% of precious metals holders on Earth. Now, of course, more puts you in a more exclusive bracket, but again, it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much, but you guys have been really going to the limit. It's really been cool to watch, and I've been right there with you. We've been doing this together and stuff, and we're going to be able to, of course, benefit greatly from it, and we will be able to look back on this and cry a little bit, then laugh a little bit, sing some songs, drink some booze, and talk about the journey, of course, and then, of course, enjoy the benefit of having stacked so much. All right. So look, I am glad to be back, guys. I'm glad you have me back. I'm Silver5150, telling you that your stack is not whack, and that just 15 ounces to your name keeps you 99% ahead of the game. That's right. You caught that, right? That's an increase. Absolutely. That is an increase. 15 ounces to your name now. And here's hoping you've been stacking and not slacking since I've been gone, because the future hasn't slacked at all. The future is still on its way. But look here, I want to thank you guys for having me back. It's a little short today, but I'm going to get to work and get started. But you will see me again. It's good to be back. So let's get out there and clear the rest of what's left on them shelves. Okay, guys? Thank you for joining me. We're going to continue watching the markets, watching the situation. I think we're going to see some good fireworks this week, probably towards the end of the week in precious metals, either up or down. And we're going to take advantage of either one. If silver goes to $6,000 an ounce, we're going to sell some. If silver goes to $6 an ounce, we're going to buy some. It's just the way it goes. I don't think it's going to be that extreme. I think we're going to see some steady gains in silver this week, and in gold too. And platinum, keep your eye on platinum also. But in any case, yeah, guys, keep stacking. Let's go ahead and clear them shelves off. Let's break the COMEX price manipulation so we can live the lives we're meant to live as the Silver Secret Stacking Society. All right, guys. I will catch you tomorrow with a new show, and take care.